Well, hello, and I am the holiday spirit. I've gathered you here for the confluence of a couple of Booktube events. The first being the Secret Santa tag. This is all about gifting, theoretically, hypothetically, some books to Booktubers we enjoy, spreading the love of community. Is it actually about gifting books? No. But it is about sharing those Booktube channels that we really enjoy and some books that we really enjoy with the community. The other is also about community love, and that's just simply doing a blast of videos on Christmas Day to share the love for the people who may or may not have something to do on the holiday and need a burst of joy in their life regardless. So as a result of that, I'm pulling together a list of some books and some Booktubers that I love for you to share in. So let's get on to the Secret Santa tag. The first person that I would gift a book for this holiday season is Gareth from Books, Songs, and Other Magic. So as you can tell from the channel name, Gareth is a musician and enjoys music. He's very incorporated into the arts. And he also went on a trip to New Orleans this year. I'm pretty sure it was this year. 2025 has been 10 years long, so I'm pretty sure it was this year. So I'm going to recommend Gareth The Ballad of Perilous Graves. This is a contemporary fantasy that is set in New Orleans, and it features some major elements of music. So music comes alive in avatars, accounting for the city's spirit. So you have this very literalization of music there into embodiments. And I just love that. We also incorporate the arts even more in graffiti around the city, kind of becoming magical and lively as well. So I think Gareth would really, really enjoy this. And for me, it captured the spirit of the city so perfectly. The second recommendation that I have is for Katie of Books and Things. Now, Katie, I kind of know for her love of classics, and specifically, she's very engaged in Booktober. So that's what you think of for Katie. So this one may be slightly off, but I think it really fits, and that is Tooth and Claw. So this is most known as kind of Jane Austen with dragons, though that does fit. It is directly inspired by Anthony Trollope, and I know Katie to be a Trollope fan. So this does capture the sense of Trollope very well, because at the core, at the heart of this story is an inheritance dispute. But it's a slightly absurd inheritance dispute in that because our characters are dragons, though they are properly set in a good representation of the period, their dispute is not finances. It's in fact over the body of the patriarch. Because you see, they kind of gain more power by consuming the bodies of the deceased. And while everyone is being kind of proper, that's not really something you can take back if that distribution is in dispute. So I think that Katie would very much enjoy this. I think she would really enjoy as well the way that dragon biology is incorporated into the social mores of the time. It's just a great, great book. The next recommendation that I have is for Chaz of Bookish Chaz. And Chaz is a primarily sci-fi and fantasy reader who likes lit RPG and cozy, and I know loves animals, so I'm recommending for Chaz Sacred Cat Island. Now this is a cozy lit RPG, and lit RPG kind of means there are actual game elements incorporated into the book on the page, things like quest text and skill ups. Those are all present there, though with this book it's pretty minimal and doesn't override the book like some lit RPGs I've experienced. But this includes some whimsical cat magic, which I love. It also feels really, really reminiscent of games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. It perfectly captures their vibe, so I think that Chaz would really enjoy this one. The next book I have to gift is for Margaret Pinard, who is both an author and booktuber, very involved in supporting other authors and the self-published space and process. So I think that for Margaret, I'm going to recommend Appropriately Aggressive. This is a collection of essays from a self-published author that are somewhat personal essays about both memoir aspects of the writing process of life, as well as some more pointed essays on the topic of sci-fi and fantasy as a genre, feminism in sci-fi and fantasy, and kind of updating some things that Joanna Russ, a very famous historical sci-fi writer, wrote about the topic of feminism in the past in the feminist new wave of sci-fi. Also some animal-related essays. Corgis are very, very big, and I think that will very much charm Margaret a lot. And my last recommendation is for Danny of Danny's Dabbles. Now, Danny, I think, also is a primarily sci-fi and fantasy reader, though we're more wide-ranging than just that. And I think that recently I saw Danny talk about Automatic Noodle, a sci-fi book, and I know that Danny is more of a plot-driven reader, so I think that Danny would really enjoy Battlestar Suburbia. This is a book following a man in a far future space, and he kind of gets on the wrong side of the powers that be and ends up on the run. But the powers that be are household appliances, because at some point in that far-flung future, when we connected our appliances to the internet, things went wrong and they sort of took over the world. So it's just a fun, really rollicking good time, and I think when Danny needs something fun to turn to, it could be a great pick for her. So with that, I'm wishing you all of the joy of the season, whether you have a channel or not, whether you comment or you lurk, whether you celebrate a specific holiday, or if you're like me and you're just looking forward to the turning of the calendar. I just appreciate this community so much, every single one of you, and thank you so very much for watching.